We were the anti-nuclear capital of the world. I was an autistic kid. My father was a drafted United States Marine, an incredible man. I come from an incredible family. My uncle stood on Omaha Beach on D-Day. I grew up on a huge ranch out by the lake. He was a beautiful, incredible person. He was at Pendleton, combat ready, and they were human guinea pig. They were marched into the trenches in Nevada. They're called atomic veterans. He nearly died at the blast. Between 1951 and 1968, we had 300 open-air tests. Well, as different scientists started to write about this, Wallace Stegner was at the University of Utah at the time. I got to know him. Edward Abbey was hanging around there. I got to know him. I got to know all these environmentalists, and I was an environmentalist. And it was a passionate, intense subject matter there.
All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical. Twingate, 311, whatever you want to call it. I call it Pacific genocide, whatever. It's fucking giant conspiratorial across all demographics. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. Twingate, 311, whatever you want to call it. I call it Pacific genocide, whatever. It's fucking giant conspiratorial across all demographics. They'll be calling you a radical. May God have mercy on all of your souls.
Nuclear power was evolving. We were promised, oh, this can't happen. It will never happen. We cannot have a meltdown.
Well, good morning. First up, Jules, I hope you're there then. If I get cut off, this probably will run short. I'm in the middle of fucking Timbuktu in nowhere, and we got a late fucking spring snowstorm across northern Nevada, so I got fucking issues, big times this morning. Fuck, the shit I deal with today, I mean, wow. So I'm on 80, I'm in a fucking snowstorm from hell. We got one, trying to get my ass to Sacramento. But anyway, so it's this hallowed, sacred, fucking incredible, sad, horrific fucking day in world history today, April 26th, which, by the way, is not the 30th anniversary of Chernobyl. The 25th is the 30th day of anniversary. Even in the Ukraine, the meltdown started on, actually, a couple seconds before the 25th on the 24th. And the whole fucking thing evolved on the 25th of April, which was the 24th of April here, which evolved into the 25th. It's not the 26th. I love how history... I mean, it just shows you how they've recorded the whole fucking thing as a shakedown scam. First off, they need fucking Goodman from fucking Democracy Now! Karma's a motherfucker. Karma is a motherfucker. She's a hardcore anti-nuclear. She's friends with fucking Caroline Kennedy. I know her. I know her producer. I hope somebody gets this to her producer. Her people, you fucking rats. You're hardcore anti... Listen, they come out this morning and twice said the worst nuclear disaster in fucking world is when they know full well that Fukushima is the... And I'm going to dive right into this. No fucking holes barred. Fucking Helen Caldicott supposed me last year. I'm there. Helen Caldicott has said nobody can use the word Fukushima. It scares her investors. Helen Caldicott is a fraud. A total fraud. Fucking... That's just the way it is. Can't use the F word. No Fukushima. She knows me. She's a fucking fraud. I mean, all of them. So, here's the guy sitting behind me. I'm sitting with Chomsky, fucking the whole group of us there the whole time. There's a guy, old guy like Santa Claus sitting there, incognito. I know who he is. That's Amy Goodman's fucking camera guy. He's there the whole time. He sit there, he popped in and out, but he was there pretty well the whole time. Not her. So she rolls in right at the fucking end, incognito, her little knitted fucking cap with her, girlfriend, and they come in, and she tries to be incognito. So nobody reacts. Oh, I fucking know her. I walk right up to her, and what the hell? How you gonna spin this, Amy? So we talk. Her usual fucking monotone, fucking pandering to the passive-aggressive cowards. Oh, hi. It's pathetic. It is fucking pathetic. But here's what happened. And I'm going to be the first one to let this cat out of the bag. And it's happened to Jan Brooks. It's happened to me. It's happened to Law Murray. It's happened to Radchick. It happened to us all. It happened to every single person out there. We got threatened. We all got threatened. I mean, in an epic way, we got fucking threatened. To fucking back off on Fukushima. Now, I know the media has been, now here, it is double full with her. She's been threatened. She's friends with Hillary Clinton machine. Amy Goodman's friends with the Hillary Clinton machine. Do not kid yourself. How many are her friends? You know, Wiener Boy's wife. They know that if the tank comes out of the bag on Fukushima, Hillary's done. And I will say this to Donald Trump's people. Either Donald Trump goes on the attack about Fukushima to Hillary Clinton, or he loses by 20 fucking points. And if you think Donald Trump's going to be nice guy now, and he's going to try to polish her and groom and be presidential, he'll lose by 30 fucking points. If he does not go on the attack on the Hillary Clinton fucking cover-up of Fukushima, he loses fucking by 20 to 30 fucking points. The Hillary Clinton fucking corrupt evil machine is in full flight. That's why Amy's going there. The cover-up of Fukushima is not... The event of Fukushima is the greatest crime in fucking human history. The greatest event in human history. The second greatest event in human history is Chernobyl. The greatest crime in human history is the cover-up of Fukushima. Fukushima fucking 4. Even the fucking Hillary's emails now coming out. Fucking John Holdren, fucking March 14th. I put them all online. I've been saying this whole time. Zerk fires in Unit 3 and 4. That's Holdren, who's a fucking rat who's running this fucking cover-up. This is outrage, and I will say this. Any media, and like I said, I'm probably going to have to cut this off real early. Probably in 15 minutes. I'll be lucky to get 15 minutes in the fucking place, the fucking shit I fucking do. With no money, with no support, grassroots, threatened, fucking, I get fucking deaths. You know how many death threats I fucking had? While in critical condition. Dana Dunford, why in critical condition? Fucking attacked like fucking evil wolves. I mean, in public. Fucking right there, which is against federal law, state law, fucking local law. No one gives a fuck. The FBI's been involved, fucking on both our fucking cases, whatever the threats, death threats to this. They don't care, because we're anti-nuclear activists. You can do anything you want to an anti-nuclear activist. Look, karma's a motherfucker. Karma, and I will say this, it's kind of been unknown. A lot of people don't know this, and I'll be the first one to report this, too. Prince used to fucking send out anonymous checks to YouTubers and to fucking internet people. Oh, yeah, he was a big-time chemtrail Harper. He was one of us. A lot of people that are in the chemtrail pieces have got checks for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $50,000, $5,000, anonymously, from Prince. I mean, when he was asked all the time on these fucking things, well, who sent these monies? And he would just be quiet and laugh. He wouldn't tell. He'd say, just a guy, my favorite color is purple. Just say that. So he never fucking sent a penny to anybody on the Fukushima dynamic. Not a dime. When Fukushima killed him. Fukushima killed him. And I'll tell you why. Because you people can't wrap this around your head. That we get into our 50s, our 40s, or so, yeah, most of us, I did. I took pretty good care of myself, but I got leukemia anyway. But, so we get health issues in that age, right? I mean, we get, let's have a hip replacement. Fucking, we're having some problems with our heart. We're having fucking with our blood pressure. All these things that happen as you get a fucking little bit older. Well, with what's in the environment, that stuff you can usually get through it. The human genome and the human body will fight through it. Not now because fucking Fukushima, and this is not fairy tale shit. Look up the fucking radiation fucking limits and levels by the government themselves. Look at them. You do realize Obama raised the fucking legal limits on your children 1,200 times. That was his answer to Fukushima. One guy killed the Pacific Ocean. One guy. The Navy sent 32 ships in to entomb Fukushima. Only one man has the power. The President of the United States, Commander. He made them stand down. It's not my words, the Admiral's words. You can look up it in the FOIA documents. And everything that I reported in the early days is 100% true. Karma is a motherfucker. As you know, I went after all these celebrities. And I went, look, what the fuck's the matter with you? You write all these quirky, beautiful fucking songs. And when the chips are down, Land of Confusion, Phil Collins, Crazy Train, fucking Ozzy Osbourne, I'd go on and on. Fucking Sting, How Can I Raise My Boy with Oppenheimer's Toy, on and on and on and on. None of them stood up. Bruce didn't even stand up. I mean, somebody inside the audience, fucking on the front row, put up a sign at Madison Square Garden that said Fukushima, Japan. They don't care. They think they're above. Watch them drop like flies because it's karma, Amy. It's karma, Amy. fucking worse. One fucking partial fucking meltdown that was entombed after 10 days. 500,000 men. That's what you should be talking about. The 500,000 men that were drafted. Annika told me her two uncles, they just knocked on the door and took them. They're dead. They died of leukemia in their fucking 30s. They fucking used the mob to clean up Fukushima. Fukushima. 4 full blown-out meltdowns with mocked fuel in them for fucking 1,900 days, all day, every day, pouring the severe. The greatest ecological catastrophe by 10 billion times. Fukushima is millions of Chernobyl. Fukushima is millions of Chernobyls. Fukushima is a kill zone from hell. Fucking, look at all the dead wells. Look at all the dead fucking food. I mean, that's just coincidence. Scientists are baffled, they're fucking mystified, they're stumped. It's beyond out fucking outrageous. And these people are going to play ball, and I know they've been threatened. They've been threatened by the fucking Obama administration. They've come in and they fucking told them straight up. I know this for a fact. That's why fucking Chance going in with the Gunner Shields now at softball. I don't blame her. Scare the fuck out. I got threatened. We've been threatened with our lives. The media has been threatened. I mean, all of them have been told to stand the fuck down. Twofold. The Obama fucking administration, the nuclear industry is the Obama. That fucking weakling puppet, yes, master, yes, master, yes, master. He's a weakling, and he just goes on. I mean, these fucking maniacs are insane. So, I got fucking major issues trying to get Sacramento. Fucking major fucking issues. So I hope you've got something you can back up. This hallowed time at Chernobyl, and I'll try to get a YouTube fucking videos up. Fuck. I can't believe what I'm up against. These fuckers, karma. Fucking Fukushima is going to kill them all. Don't you see? The longevity rate in this fucking country is headed backwards. What's this fucking radiation, gamma rays from hell? We don't know what they are in the atmosphere. Look at the radiation levels. It's compromising. You get fucking light radiation poisoning. The whole country's got light radiation. Yeah, you can water off and they can do shit to you until you get a little bit sick. Then when you get a little bit of sick, it mows you down and kills you. The death rate is off the hook. I went off on all these fucking musicians. I went crazy. I went totally crazy. What the fuck, where are you? Look at them all fucking dropping dead like flies. Like flies dropping dead. This is the fucking calling from hell. This is the greatest man human here, and you're all fucking denial about it. Chernobyl killed millions and millions of people. The corrupt IAEA tweaked the fucking numbers. That's the people who built the numbers fucking words. This is nothing fucking fairy tale. This is not fucking chemtrail. This is not harping. This is not fucking, the Fed. This is not any of this conspiratorial things. There's nothing conspiratorial about Fukushima. Nothing. The only thing that conspired is the people that went along with it. It's been told. Everybody fucking knows. It's the fucking dead blue whale in the fucking room. But I got news. And you're in a position to fucking warn the world. And you don't. Karma is forever. Karma is a motherfucker. Karma is a motherfucker. So, fuck. I can't. We got a snowstorm from hell that moved across here. I'm all fucked up. I don't even know if I'm going to make it to fucking Sacramento. Fuck. If ain't one thing, it's a fucking other. Now I've come down with fucking psoriasis. Get this. A fucking bad case of it. I had to diagnose myself because these stupid fucking doctors. Look at the emergency room. No, they got the fucking goods on me. They know I went through heavy chemo. They know I fucking had leukemia. They know they go through the thing and they can see that I had a fucking serious hardcore fucking infection bronchitis, which we know is fucking trigger psoriasis. Then they'll fucking say, oh, you got this, you got that, you got the other. What the fuck? I had to diagnose myself. Sure as fuck, I was right. Fuck. I can't believe what I go through. Anti-nuclear act, who would ever believe? The greatest story in human history, Fukushima. Who would ever believed that everybody plays ball? The worst fucking nuclear accident in the history of mankind. No, the second worst. The second worst. Fukushima is millions of Chernobyls. Where's the logic? Where's the fucking basic math? Because they're going along. They're going along. They've been threatened. They've been told, look, she's friends with Caroline Kennedy. Yeah, the fucking ambassador to Japan. who I know for a fact was told to stand down. She was at Fukushima on the 50th anniversary of her father's fucking funeral. Was in Fukushima. Did a press conference. She's supposedly anti-nuclear. Threatened by the Obama, not the nuclear industry, which is the Obama administration. David Axelrod's a fucking criminal that should be jailed. You know, they're all going to fucking get cancer and die. All of them. You know, this deal with Prince, I'm sure he was on pills. Look, here you go again, taking the softball way out. Let's go have a hip replacement when we probably don't need to hear. There's lots of holistic things you can do. You know, now, granted, I understand certain people got to have them. You got to have this hip replacement. You got to have the thing. Okay, so they have these unnecessary surgeries. It's called seeding. Hello, it's called seeding. We all have cancer in us, all of us, because of Chernobyl, the Nevada test site, Fukushima. It's laying dormant in us. It's there in everyone. You can draw a bone marrow biopsy on any person on Earth, and they'll have fucking Chernobyl in their bone marrow. They'll have the Nevada test site, and it's called background. They'll have Fukushima in their bone marrow. So what happens when you open the body, especially unnecessary, it seeds it. My doctor says, fuck, but you not having that surgery? Paul had the surgery. He had the same fucking illness as I. Same exact time. Paul, at the end of his life, says, I wish I would have never had that surgery. I says, yeah, you went to the Huntsman fucking... He had his choices, and, you know, they fucking lied to him, and they fucked him. They took him to the fucking Huntsman fucking luxury good of death who kills everyone. No one comes out of that fucking death hellhole. So I got to cut this off. I'm sorry. You know, we'll talk more about this on Thursday. You know, long live Feman, long live fucking Hanukkah, who died, the Chernobyl girls they went in, killed by peaceful nuclear energy. Killed by nuclear peaceful energy. Sorry about the fucking cutoff, but I'm in a mess here. I'm out in the middle of northern Nevada, in the middle of fucking nowhere. You know, we got a late fucking heavy spring snowstorm. Fucking nightmare I got on my hands. So, anyway, I'll fucking try to get a YouTube video up today. I got some stuff I can get up. Fucking, all right. I'll do a video out here in the desert. Bye.
A whistleblower provided these pictures to CBS News today. The green material is thought to be radioactive waste leaking from a tank at the Hanford Nuclear Reservation. The double-shelled tank, known as AY-102, already had been leaking from its inner container into the hollow safety space between the tank's two walls. But now, for the first time, radioactive material may have leaked outside of the tank into the ground. Contaminated rainwater was found in its leak detection pit. Tom Carpenter heads an environmental watchdog group focused on Hanford's nuclear waste. He says many single-walled tanks have been leaking for years.
A third of these tanks have failed already. 1/3, 67, 68 of these tanks, they've leaked 1 million gallons. There's more to come.
Most of Hanford's 177 tanks were built in the 1940s when the facility opened to provide atomic materials for the Manhattan Project. 56 million gallons of radioactive and chemical waste are stored at the site. This winter, engineers discovered 6 new leaks of radioactive material from underground tanks. The Department of Energy, which runs Hanford, plans to clean it up by pumping the waste out of the tanks, mixing it with liquid glass, and sealing it in steel containers. Yet AY-102, which holds some of the worst waste at the site and may now be leaking, would not be pumped out until the year 2019. Washington Governor Jay Inslee says the cleanup now needs to be fast-tracked.
This is a national obligation. It is a national issue. It's time for the federal government to really step up to the plate and do its job.
That sense of urgency from the governor is because these double-walled tanks were supposed to be a bit of a solution at Hanford, a reliable place to put the waste until it could be pumped out. But Scott, if it's leaking into the ground, then the waste has to be removed immediately. And the problem is they have nowhere to put it.
Ben Tracy in our Los Angeles newsroom. Ben, thanks very much.
New concerns at Hanford. The nuclear plant's most toxic tank may be in worse condition than anyone imagined.
Now workers have found evidence the tank could be leaking into the soil. Our team has been covering Hanford's dirty secrets extensively. And tonight, Gary Chittum has a reaction from Olympia on this latest development.
But we begin with King 5 investigator Susanna Frame, who broke the news on this latest leak.
Managers of Hanford are facing one of their biggest challenges ever right now. It appears the most dangerous material on Earth is out of its tank and out of their control, and there's no immediate plan on how to solve the problem. We're talking about the tank known as AY-102. A year ago, the public found out the tank was leaking toxic sludge through its primary shell into a hollow safety space. But now it appears the worst-case scenario has happened. The waste has eaten through the outer tank wall and made its way over through piping to what's called a leak detection pit. Experts tell us if it's crawled all the way over there, it's also seeping into the ground.
Well, certainly, obviously, I'm aware of the AY-102 situation, watching it carefully.
Just 2 days ago, Secretary of Energy Ernest Moniz visited Hanford and told reporters tank AY-102 was in check.
The next visual inspection a couple days ago showed no further indication of leak. And of course, I should say everything is contained right now in the annulus, and there are no pumpable liquids at the moment.
These are the latest pictures of the nuclear waste obtained by King 5 this week. They show that, in fact, the volume of material has increased, but no one expected this. We've gotten a hold of internal Hanford documents that show a crew working on the leak detection pit pulled a piece of equipment from it and measured a whopping contamination reading, 800,000 DPM, or disintegrations per minute. That's a significant amount of radioactive contamination where none, not a drop, should be seen.
Why is this so worrisome that this specific tank is leaking? I have to be honest, it is the absolute worst waste in all of Hanford right there in that tank. It's the most radioactive, it's the most chemically contaminated. So if there's one tank that you don't want to leak into the groundwater, and certainly the Columbia River, it would be this tank.
For more news, visit youtube.com/pigmine4.
This is Ozzy Skateboard, and you're listening to UCY.tv.
Soaring into the stratosphere, could this be the future of the internet? Google unveils giant helium balloons to bounce internet connections to remote valleys, mountains, and deserts.
2/3 of the world's population, or about 4.8 billion people, don't have the internet right now. And we think that Project Loon can play a big role in connecting many of those unconnected people.
The secretive Google X lab that develops driverless cars and Google Glasses came up with the idea of floating routers. The solar-powered balloons fly out of eyesight, bouncing signals uplinked from Earth stations along from one to another. Skeptics say mobile phones can bring the internet to remote regions faster, but Google believes its sky-based internet could one day lead to a truly World Wide Web. Naya Hawkins, Associated Press.
For more news, visit youtube.com/pigmine4.
This is Ozzy Skateboard, and you're listening to UCY.tv.
That's not to suggest that you just say, trust me, we're doing the right thing, we know who the bad guys are. And the reason that's not how it works is because we've got congressional oversight and judicial oversight. And if people can't trust not only the executive branch, but also don't trust Congress and don't trust federal judges to make sure that we're abiding by the Constitution, due process, and rule of law, then we're going to have some problems here. But my observation is that the people who are involved in America's national security, they take this work very seriously. They cherish our Constitution. The last thing they'd be doing is taking programs like this to listen to somebody's phone calls.
CIA spies have their secrets. So do the men in Special Ops. But they can't compare to the National Security Agency.
The NSA is the most secret agency in the country. It's far more secret than the CIA.
The NSA is headquartered in a highly secure section of Fort Meade Army Base in Maryland, and it's building a new surveillance center in the middle of a Utah desert. There, spread out over 1 million square feet of cables and computers, the NSA will capture everything: emails to internet searches, phone calls, and personal data.
And it's designed to hold an enormous amount of communications.
Author James Bamford estimates the center will be able to store enough data to equal 500 quintillion pages. For the record, that's a 5 with 20 zeros behind it. And if you printed those pages, stacked them one on top of the other, it'd be long enough to stretch all the way to the moon and back 66 million times. A former official who spoke on Background to CNN described the NSA as incredibly aggressive. But he says, I can't emphasize how fanatical they are about Americans' privacy. There's a sign in the center of a room that reads, "What constitutes a U.S. person?" and then lists a dozen points to consider.
I think it's absolutely important for people to understand we're not asking for content. We're asking for information about threats.
The NSA's 35,000 employees are an even mix of military and civilians. The former official says the troops are younger, give the agency its energy. The civilians, mostly mathematicians, provide, quote, adult supervision and tend to be more socially introverted. The former official says an inside joke at NSA goes something like, how do you spot an extrovert at NSA? When he's talking to you, he looks down at your shoes instead of his own.
The former official says it's not the CIA where they're recruiting agents in coffee shops all over the world. He says the NSA is set up to be secretive. Its people rarely talk. They don't write books. And it has some protections that even other intelligence organizations don't have. Chris Lawrence, CNN, The Pentagon.
For more news, visit youtube.com/pigmine4.
This is Ozzy Skateboard, and you're listening to UCY.tv.
UCY.tv. The future is in your hands.
The European Union has reacted to media reports regarding the United States spying on its officials. The head of the European Parliament has urged Washington to provide a full clarification. Martin Schulz has said that the issue would have a severe impact on ties between the two sides if proven true. A secret 2010 document leaked by the American whistleblower Edward Snowden has revealed that the U.S. spied on EU offices in several cities both in and outside the country. Snowden, who's on the run, has revealed that the White House has been gathering information on American citizens and other people around the world. Well, to discuss that a bit further, I'm joined by Darnell Stephen Summers, who is a Vietnam War veteran, who is joining us live now from Berlin. Thanks a lot for joining us. Now, I wanted to get your perspective on this, not only on the European Union being involved now in this spying issue, being spied on by itself, but as overall, as a war veteran, how do you look at this entire issue?
Well, I mean, it's reminiscent of the disclosures that were made during the Vietnam War, actually, with the Pentagon Papers that were provided by Daniel Ellsberg and then given to Senator Mark Gravel to read into the into the congressional record. The United States has had a long history of surveilling its own population and other governments. This is nothing new. It's part of a whole program of surveillance that goes back hundreds of years, actually. I mean, of course, as technology advances, the capabilities also multiply, exponentially. If we go back to the end of the Second World War, we know by the revelations of the CIA released documents that the SS and also the Gestapo agents were recruited into the CIA, which followed the Office of Strategic Services after the Second World War. And so the question begs to be asked, even with that knowledge, is what input did the Nazis who were defeated and who were recruited into the Central Intelligence Agency, what input did they have and what effect did that have, and what was the result of that even to this day? As I said before, this is a long-standing program. It's a long-standing effort by the United States government to surveil on its citizens, and that's not going to stop. Along with that, we have to understand that the United States acts with the complicity. On the one hand, you have Germany, with all of its protestations and all of its public posture on the surveillance, on the yet now revealed surveillance. But on the other hand, their intelligence agencies are working hand in hand with the United States. There is no doubt in my mind that the German secret services, the German intelligence agencies know full well and knew and probably acted with and aided the United States in its surveillance of German citizens. I was a victim of surveillance in the 1970s in the very famous Berlin club case, where the United States was revealed to have had its agents surveilling on United States citizens outside the United States. And that was patently against the law. I mean, they have a long history of doing this.
So then are we effectively living in the times of the such as spoken about in the novel 1984 by George Orwell?
I mean, George L. Orwell would be shocked today. I think his novel pales in comparison to what is unfolding today. Of course, it was a harbinger of things to come. It kind of gave us a window into the potential of these governments to really oppress their own people, to surveil on their own people, to jail their own people. In fact, it's a two-pronged attack. On the one hand, you are surveilling on your people, but you also want to strike fear into their hearts. You want them to be intimidated by your actions. Yes.
All right, we'll have to leave it there for now, but of course, we do sincerely appreciate your insight. That was Darnell Stephen Summers speaking to us live from Berlin.
For more news, visit youtube.com/pigmind4.
I came in with a healthy skepticism about these programs. My team evaluated them. We scrubbed them thoroughly. We actually expanded some of the oversight. increase some of the safeguards. But my assessment and my team's assessment was that they help us prevent terrorist attacks. And the modest encroachments on privacy that are involved in getting phone numbers or duration without a name attached and not looking at content, that on net it was worth us doing. That's, some other folks may have a different assessment of that. But I think it's important to recognize that you can't have 100% security and also then have 100% privacy and zero inconvenience. We're going to have to make some choices as a society. And by the way, with respect to my concerns about privacy issues, I will leave this office at some point, sometime in the next 3.5 years. And after that, I will be a private citizen. And I suspect that on a list of people who might be targeted, so